So now we're getting another now we're getting another remaster, another remake of the Death Battle. We had Samus vs. Boba Fett, we had Sonic vs. Mario. Unfortunately, Mario won. And now we have Link vs. Cloud, the third Death Battle that's remastered or remade. Now, before 2020, I did not care for Final Fantasy whatsoever. But when the remake came out, I also watched a couple of reviews on Final Fantasy VII Machina Abridged. The curiosity sort of got the better of me. I never played the games. I never played the original or the remake. I watched Final Fantasy VII Machina Abridged by Team 4-Star, which is really good. And I watched the cutscenes of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I enjoyed it very much. And what sold me into Final Fantasy VII is when Sephiroth appeared in Super Smash Bros. That trailer was just awesome, and I was hooked into Sephiroth. Oh my gosh. Final Fantasy VII is one of those things where even though I don't play it, I enjoy the story. I like some of the music in Final Fantasy VII, both the original and the remake, especially One Winged Angel. Oh my god, I just wish I actually want to see Casey Lee Williams, the woman who sings Ruby songs, to actually sing One Winged Angel. Okay. The point is, I'm into Final Fantasy VII in some capacity. And as with Link, The Legend of Zelda, well, I said many times that I just do not like Nintendo, and Mario kind of gives me bad memories of my childhood in some crappy daycares. Well, one crappy daycare. But there are a few bright spots. When my dad got the Wii, I played Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. That was pretty good. And at the time, it was pretty much the longest game I ever played. And there was Skyward Sword. It's not bad. The longest game... There were two of the longest games I ever played, with Metal Gear Solid 5 being the longest after years later. So the Zelda games were the second longest games I ever played. And of course, there was Breath of the Wild. I played it on an emulator, and oh my god, Breath of the Wild is so good. And the best thing about emulator is that I actually played the mods. I do wish for the fast forward feature, but I can play the mods there, so that's a plus. And of course, I played Smash Wii U because I want to play as Sonic. It's UFC Samus. Wow. Okay, so with the whole talk about the games out of the way, it's safe to say that I am completely on both sides for this one. I'm not sure if this is a remake or remastered Death Battle that we need or people want, but you know what? I'll take it. Let's see what they have to offer. Will Cloud win this time, or will Link still take the win?
Link, the courageous and determined hero of Hyrule.
Cloud Strafe, sword-swinging, spiky-haired Sephiroth Slayer.
Each are powerful warriors in their own right, but in a fight to the death, which one will win?
Oh, wait. Both Hyrule Warriors and DC are crossover spin-offs and not congruent with the main series. Because of this, any feat scaling from both will be generally executed from. So they don't count? Okay.
Win.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
They're riding on motorcycles!
In the land of Hyrule was a hero so great, even a goddess favored him. Destined to wield the Triforce of Courage, he fought for his people until his dying breath. Moreover, he was chosen to be reincarnated through time to continue defending against evil. This hero's name was Link.
Since Link
Okay, the music's a little bit too loud.
Spirit had been reborn over and over, technically that means most Links are kind of the same guy. It's
17 as of Breath of the Wild. Okay, then. Thanks for that information. 14 avatars chosen by the goddess Helia, likes fishing, cooking, sending. Breath of the Wild.
The real Link to the Past, which is probably why he's so skilled with tons of different weapons, like his Hylian shield, and of course, the Master Sword.
The Master Sword is no ordinary blade. Infused with sacred energy, it is evil's bane incarnate, capable of destroying magical barriers, dispelling curses, and slaying immortal monsters.
But nothing's more badass than its laser beams and skyward strike.
And the best thing about the Master Sword is that even though it breaks, it regenerates in Breath of the Wild.
You can even charge it with lightning. You like that, like?
Oh,
Link's
yeah.
carried hammers, clubs, spears, even boomerangs, and his talent with a bow is second to none. He has fire, ice, and shock arrows, and his light arrows possess holy magic. But the ancient arrows instantly consign foes to oblivion, appearing to either transport them to another dimension or crush them in.
I'm probably going to be talking so much. I was playing the Trial of the Swords in Breath of the Wild. My first time playing it, when I came across a Lycian, I was horrified. I thought about using an ancient arrow in hopes of evening the odds. But what I didn't know is that it completely one-shots the Lycian. And I was like, oh! Okay, let me shut up about the Guardian arrows then. And I tried using it on the Guardians, but it did a large amount of damage, but it didn't seem to do much. But back then, I didn't realize I was supposed to hit their sweet spot, their eyes, in order to do that. But luckily, I managed to pull through.
to nothingness.
And these souped-up weapons have come in handy. Link's had his fair share of tussles defending the world from foes like Ganon, Vati, and Majora.
Link has survived rolling through lava, and while wearing the Golden Gauntlet or Titan's Mitts, been strong enough to lift stone weighing well over 10,000 tons.
And the Force Sword lets him split up into copies of himself. Talk about multitasking.
With the Ocarina of Time, Link can summon storms, teleport across the land, and even travel through time with song.
But some of that doesn't hold a candle to the Sheikah Slate. That thing can set remote bombs, move objects magnetically, and totally stop time for things. And it can summon his Master Cycle Zero.
Motorcycles are all well and good, but his sailcloth is certainly a more elegant way to move around.
So he's got a lot of cool stuff, but sometimes he's got to get sneaky about it. While he may be tough, Link can't always win fights with brute force.
His claw shots are perfect for maneuvering around the environment, and his magic cape can turn him invisible.
I can think of a lot of ways that would come in handy.
Well, let's see. Dummy. Dummy.
Ha, got ya.
You know, Link's weapons are very effective against sassy robots.
Ooh, you can't see me coming now, can ya? Ha! Hey, why didn't you get hit?
Right, the magic cape also turns Link intangible.
Huh. Well, guess there's no punch line. Anyway, did you know Link's fast enough to roll away from...
Okay. Mara Majora, a world-destroying deity, has triggered volcanic eruptions, dispersed misery clouds, I don't know what that is, attacked multiple times in the frame rate of a lightning, saved Hyrule.
BMOS lasers? Which are actual light beams. They burn things, move in a straight line, and the guide says they're lasers, so... there.
As you can see, Link can dodge this laser at the moment it's fired. Given the distance between the two and the time frame, he would have to be moving 2 feet in just under 2 billionths of a second. About 1/10 the speed of light.
Now that's a reason to say, excuse me, princess. Because if he didn't, no one would get out of the way in time.
But one item Link has isn't simply a mere vehicle to increase his speed or strength.
Did you seriously include a glitch?
The Triforce of Courage, a holy relic that offers mystic power to its bearer, including protection from transmutation.
He's got some other spells too, like for shielding and healing, and his fairy spell lets him literally just turn into a fairy. Oh, look at him. Gets all tiny and he can fly around. get the fly swatter.
Link's also been granted magic by great fairies and spirits of past Hylian champions. Mipha's Grace can even revive him to full health after death.
And if all this wasn't enough for him to just trash his opponents, Link's known to carry around a snack or two to help him out.
While he usually has a limited supply of magical energy, a single bottle of Chateau Romani gives him unlimited magic for 3 whole days.
That's nothing compared to his mask.
These masks not only change his physical form, but give him unique abilities, like how his Goron mask increases his strength.
He can even roll so fast he catches fire. But the
Spin
Fierce
dash.
Deity mask is the best. It basically transforms him into a dark god, 10 feet tall and 100% terrifying, with inhuman strength and the impossible Helix sword.
Fierce Deity Link could easily overpower Majora, who pulled the moon into the planet with enough force to destroy a continent and cause planet-wide destruction.
Well, sounds like he's got everything he needs to defend Hyrule. I mean, if you're chosen by a goddess, you gotta do what she says, right?
With the boy clad in green committed to the cause, Hyrule can breathe easy knowing it's defended by such a worthy champion.
Oh, this is such a good shot. Alright, Cloud, what do we got?
On the planet Gaia, run by the Shinra conglomerate, one young man wanted to be a strong protector of others, just like his hero, Sephiroth, the elite member of Soldier. This was Cloud Strife.
The troops of Soldier are awesome. They get badass paramilitary weapons and get to cast magic from materia.
Materia is a byproduct of the life stream, an energy source that runs through the world.
Green materia casts offensive spells, blue's for supportive spells, and yellow has commands. But red's the most powerful, because they can summon giant monsters. No wonder Cloud wanted to be a part of
Summon
Soldier
gods.
so bad. I'd want to too if I could have a giant dragon god as a pet.
This is Bahamut Fury, among the most powerful summons in Final Fantasy history. Capable of annihilating a moon, a feat worth over 140 exatons of TNT.
Which Cloud totally survived after he made it into the Soldier program without any problems whatsoever. Nope, none at all. Is this too much foreshadowing?
Cloud's time as a soldier mercenary was, well, it never happened. Despite his own memories saying otherwise, Cloud actually failed to join the program at all.
Alright, bear with me here. See, Cloud had a friend, a first-class soldier named Zack Fair.
Okay.
They went through a bunch of wacky adventures together,
Yep.
then got kidnapped by some weird cultists who injected them with alien DNA and Mako energy that supercharged them. It's a long story.
Time and time again, Zack came to Cloud's rescue. Until one day, a rescue would be his final act.
But before he fell, he gifted Cloud his big old Buster Sword. Hey, what's a sword between bros? Especially when Zack had been there for Cloud so much in the past.
Like how Zack was the one who helped Cloud adjust to the fact that he had never become a member of Soldier.
Or how Cloud hadn't been the one who took the moon exploding either. That was Zack all along.
Cloud's own history had affected him so much that he unintentionally took Zack's as his own.
Jeez, sounds like he needs to do some heavy self-reflection.
Cloud struggled with confidence ever since he was rejected from the Soldier program. That, combined with the trauma from being kidnapped, experimented on, and watching his best friend die, fractured his sense of self.
You know, Cloud not being who he said he was reminds me of someone, Wiz.
What are you talking about?
You know, like how you faked your identity to avoid paying all those student loans and Homeland Security is still looking for you and...
Hey, did you know, despite how the game works, Cloud can use materia without a weapon? Isn't that neat?
Without a weapon.
Anyway, realizing his memories were faulty sparked Cloud's journey of self-repair. Though he had failed to become part of Soldier, he probably shouldn't have.
Don't
because
fight
he
in the
did
flowers, Cloud!
fights just as, if not more impressive than those of Zack's resume.
Remember that awesome dragon? He beat him! Bahamut's super strong, but also fast enough to fly between planets in seconds. Hell, Cloud can even fly too!
I guess, more like he's able to jump hundreds of yards up,
Yeah.
hang in the sky.
Yeah, being a soldier can give you super jumping abilities, but for some reason, some of the other characters who are not soldier was able to jump and avid children. I didn't watch the entire movie, I seen the clips, but pretty much some people, some folks in Final Fantasy VII has super jumping abilities, which makes me question why were the characters walking the whole way in Final Fantasy 7 games where they could just simply use their super jumping powers. I don't know.
And lunge around. Yeah, it's basically flight.
He can also use spirit energy for super attacks called limit breaks, like the classic Omni Slash.
He's also worn several different types of gear over the years, but the one he's consistently kept is a certain ribbon which defends him from the majority of status effects, excluding time manipulation.
He's dodged bullets, lasers, and electric attacks.
One
He's
shot
casually
behind the scene.
sliced buildings in half, can cast literal nuclear explosions with his flare materia, and he even beat that handsome devil Sephiroth. I don't know how Sephi survived being impaled by a sword that's literally wider than he is, but Cloud got to kick his ass multiple times.
Even coming face to face with Sephiroth's ultimate attack, Supernova.
Along the way, Cloud also destroyed Shinra. That's one way to get back at the folks who refused to hire you. Oh, and he got an even cooler sword, too. Get rid of that sentimental Buster
The
sword,
Fusion
Buster,
Sword.
because the Fusion Sword isn't here to play.
With the Fusion Sword came a new version of Cloud. One who'd worked hard to resolve his personal issues and overcame any foe, mental or physical, in his way.
So all that, on top of beating Sephiroth 3 whole times, proves Cloud puts up one hell of a fight.
Despite Cloud's frustrating start as a young man with unattainable dreams, he grew up to become far more than he could have imagined.
After saving the world more than once, Cloud Strife deserves the hype.
Stay where you belong. In my memories.
Homogen na kanan. Cheetos technically.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want to last as long in bed as Link and Cloud do fighting gods, check out Blue Chew.
This episode...
Oh my god, are they gonna make this be the new Blue Apron? Okay, Cloud's riding a motorcycle.
Oh, great.
Okay, the problem I have with Breath of the Wild, a huge one, is that while that motorcycle is great on its own, it comes in way too late. You could summon that thing anytime you can. Sorry, I'm still recovering from the cold. You can summon this thing at any time, but not anywhere, but in a majority of places. And you can refuel it with anything. But like I said, it comes in too late. Thank God I got an emulator because I can actually get this thing right from the get-go after doing a few settings. Okay, moving on. Oh, that's funny. Not only did he lose a Buster Sword, but they also happened to land in Aerith's Church of all places, and the Fusion Sword just so happens to be there. Cloud is in his original Final Fantasy outfit, and he's using the Fusion Sword.
Excuse me?
Is he literally breaking pots? Is Link literally breaking pots just to get some arrows? Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure you can't make. I'm pretty sure you can't make multiple bombs. Okay, it's nighttime. Up!
No, Joe Jones.
I think now's the good time to do your Omni Slash. Oh, okay. Wait, what did he say?
Let's mosey, asshole.
Okay, I just love that little detail right there. Okay, Omni Slash 0.5. Version 5.
Nothing to it.
Guess Link thought it was time to split. Too soon? Yeah.
Link had an incredibly versatile arsenal available to him, given the abilities he had from his various weapons and masks.
And with stuff like the Sheikah Slate and Ocarina, the guy had so much to throw at Cloud that he could have easily gotten overwhelmed.
Even with that against him, Cloud could match much of Link's arsenal with both his materia and superhuman ability. Link may have won a few fights with his time stop, but so would Cloud. For our purposes of determining who would win the most often, these essentially cancel each other out.
Link's Master Sword and Triforce of Courage helped him counter some of Cloud's materia. Like, he wasn't getting turned into a toad or anything, but Cloud's ribbon could do a lot of the same, especially against those fire, ice, and shock arrows.
Since both had multiple ways to counter each other's more magic-based moves, and both had incredible healing spells, this really came down to their baser abilities.
Like how Link dodging lasers put him at 1/10 the speed of light, but Cloud kept up with Bahamut, who flew between planets in 12 seconds.
Since this looks like Neptune, and considering Gaia is a stand-in for Earth, the distance between them would be 4.3 billion kilometers. To travel that distance in 12 seconds means Bahamut Fury flew at least 1,200 times the speed of light.
So while Link was smart, had more experience, and has fought foes faster than him before, Cloud could literally run circles around him without him noticing.
Link's strength and power were nothing to scoff at, especially when scaled to Majora pulling the moon into a planet and destroying a continent. That would take an energy equivalent to over 60 exatons of TNT. However, Cloud was strong enough to endure similar attacks and return the favor in a devastating way.
Like how he survived Sephiroth's supernova attack.
Guidebooks confirm that the supernova is a blast that destroys dimensional space. Technically, it occurs in another dimension where the entire solar system is annihilated, with Cloud standing right there.
It sounds crazy, but this means he can literally survive a sun exploding in his face. I mean, it really messed him up, but still, it's a goddamn sun. Link's never had to deal with something of that magnitude before.
The hero of Hyrule put up an admirable fight and could certainly win in a few different ways, but Cloud's speed, strength, and powerful limit breaks meant that, more often than not, his victory was assured.
Link tried force, but against Cloud, he had no way out.
The winner is Cloud Strife. That's the first half of our
Under normal circumstances, I will probably be disappointed at this outcome, but when I got into Final Fantasy VII, the remake and the Machina Bridge, especially Sephiroth and stuff, I kind of enjoyed it. DBX is back, and next time, Death Battle will return. Is Death Battle going on a 3-month hiatus break?
Death Battle Cast. Thanks for watching.
Is Batman gonna appear again? And also, it looks like Death Battle is gonna take a 3-month hiatus break. I'm not gonna judge him. So, I have to admit, when Cloud won, I'm rather disappointed they didn't use the Final Fantasy VII victory theme. And I just find it extremely odd that Cloud is in his original Final Fantasy VII outfit and just got the fusion sword after losing the Buster Sword and going to the church. And Link breaks pots just to look for something. Looks like it's another case where God's or God's chosen champions are defeated. But then again, Sephiroth manages to cut the God of Light in half in the Super Smash Bros. Reveal trailer for Sephiroth, so I don't know. If Sephiroth can cut God in half and Cloud manages to defeat Sephiroth multiple times, I guess it's possible for him to defeat God or God's chosen champion, I guess. If you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And I hope you have a good day or night and take care.